So this afternoon, my husband took my car to put gas in it, and on the way home, he stopped at a store to get just a couple of things, just a few small things that we needed. And as he was walking back to the car, he heard a crunch. So it's Sunday afternoon and I am doing some planning for our upcoming school week. We had church this morning and we actually took two different cars. My husband and I drove separately from our son and daughter because our kiddos have a youth group thing this afternoon. And so that is a whole different stage of parenting, having a kid with a license that came way sooner than we expected, but it's good. So this afternoon I am going to take out the lesson plans that I need for the week. This is week 27 that we're coming up on. And all of those lesson plans are provided for me by Sunlight. So they are all in this huge binder. This is just one of my kiddos' lesson plans. I take out the plans for week 27 and put them in the smaller binder that I work from during the week. This just has a week's worth of lesson plans at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and take out week 26 that we just finished from this binder and put them back into the big binder and see what we are going to learn this week. So this is the guide for my son's language arts. He is taking world literature this year as an 11th grader, and I've highlighted the assignments that he has for day one. It's listed as day 131, but it's because that's the day in the year, but it's the first day of the week. So I just highlighted those first day assignments, and he has a reading of Crime and Punishment and a poem. And I've written down here his pre-calculus assignment, which is going to be lesson 25A. And then this is his worldview studies and world history guide. And I highlighted the assignment that he has for day one, which is his reading of a book called Good Ideas from Questionable Christians and Outright Pagans. It's basically a book that lists different philosophies and talks about the good points and the bad points of them. And then down here I wrote his Intro to Logic assignment, which is something that he does through Master Books. And then his physics guide. He is reading some pages in his physics book, and he has some on his own questions that he will probably have some math to do on, because physics has a ton of math in it. So he'll work those problems out. And then the rest of the week he is gearing up for his Module 12 test. Now he has his own student guide with exactly the same information as the parent guide. But the student guide does not have the answers to the questions. And then I give my instructor's guides to my daughter because she's in 8th grade, and Sunlight does not provide a separate student guide for kids kindergarten through 8th grade. But once they get to high school, they have their own student guide to work from. And she will scan those sheets. Let me show you what that looks like. So she'll scan the schedule for the week for language arts and her activities. She's got a dictation passage here, a mechanics practice, which goes over grammar And then on the back it has her writing assignment for the week, how to plan for it, and then instructions for it. So she'll actually take pictures of these with her iPad and then upload those to GoodNotes, which is a file sharing app. And then as she completes her assignment during the week, I am able to see those on my iPad. So once those sync up in the app, then I'm able to see what they've done on each of their assignments. And that just saves us a lot of time and also a lot of paper, because normally I would have to make paper copies of these for my daughter. But it's really convenient that we have it this way.
Woohoo! Physics test this week. I'm so excited. They feel like such a big deal, but I have them every 2 weeks. They're really nothing special.
Yeah, no big surprise there.
If a monkey that weighs 20 pounds is on a bicycle on a hill that is 82 degrees and the wind speed is 50 miles per hour, how fast is the monkey going down the hill?
There's an equation for that. I just don't remember what it is.
It is solvable. I give you all the information. I just didn't give you the temperature or the friction between them.
Yeah, the friction would be useful.
I gave you the wind speed.
I don't think there's enough data.
Okay, is that what they have? And then where's my picture taking thing? Back.
I don't know, maybe a bright pink or yellow.
Like that pink?
Yeah, see how that looks.
Yeah, that's obvious enough. Why am I adding the point? We don't need the point here.
Yeah, just put number 1.
Do that kind of one.
Yeah, that works. Perfect.
Yes, I think you
Let's try one more time.
Have I mentioned yet that this shelf is awful?
Yeah, several times. It gives you something to do during your school day. Fix the shelf.
I have enough to do with my schoolwork.
Yeah.
I think one fell behind the books and one is under the shelf now.
This is life skills.
I need a flashlight. Ugh, the floor is hard.
I probably shouldn't store papers there.
Especially not important ones. Just don't slide out the paper container too far.
Gotcha.
You want this to count for your handyman credit?
Yep. Just put that on my transcript, please.
Speaking of credit, do I get credit for cooking every Tuesday now? Or is that credit?
Like home ec?
Yeah, since it was brought up by home ec. Now I'm cooking every Tuesday, so that should count, right?
Yeah, that can count as a home ec credit.
That's it, I'm cooking. X. What's the product of an answer? The answer?
So that would just be the answer of a multiplication problem. That's the product. And that heir was in danger. From his grave, Westing would stalk his enemy. And through his heirs, he would wreak his revenge. That's the end of the passage. Okay, so what do you notice about the passage above?
It's a passage, and it has words in it.
Yes.
The words make up sentences. The sentences make up a paragraph.
Does it grab your attention?
It's exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it flow?
Not to me.
Okay. But is it easy, somewhat easy to read?
Yeah.
Okay, count the words in each sentence.
I can't even count that far.
You can write
7.
the numbers, right? Each sentence number above the sentence if you want. Okay, so now what do you notice? That you counted all the words in the sentences.
It's very varied.
Very varied, yes. I like that. Good alliteration. Very varied. Are all of her sentences complete?
No.
No. But does the passage still make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes authors do that. They won't write complete sentences because it's more intriguing that way. And you can write good parallel sentences too. Remember what parallel sentences are?
Nope.
So when two sentences are next to each other, they have a similar structure. They're written in the same kind of style. And so it's kind of poetic. It makes the writing easy to read and it flows better. How does writing sentences of different length and using some incomplete sentences make this passage more realistic?
It shows breaks in the words and sentences, so it sounds like a person is talking.
Right. Did you notice any repetition? How does it help to tie the passage together?
It mentioned guilty twice, which is a little repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems repetitive, but it's not too repetitive.
Yeah. So it's repetitive enough that it ties different ideas together in the passage, but it's not overly wordy. Okay, so now you're going to read the passage below by Gary Provost and tell me whether you like it or not and why.
The last part of it is good, but the first part of it, it's 5 words in each sentence, and it gets chubby.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and do you know why it's like that?
Because it's repetitive.
Yeah. It's literally showing you what 5-word sentences sound like. This sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. So your assignment is to rewrite the boring flat paragraph from the beginning of the lesson with Jody hearing a noise. You're going to rework it so that subjects from one sentence carry through and lend meaning to one another. And it's giving you 2 rules. 1, do not lose the original meaning of the paragraph. And 2, make it sing. What did you notice about the paragraph they gave you about Jody? Yes, there are very short, simple sentences, one right after another.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to vary the sentence length.
It was brought to me only a quarter of an hour ago, Raskolnikov replied loudly over his shoulder, becoming suddenly and unexpectedly angry himself, and even finding a certain pleasure in it. It's enough that I came at all, sick with fever as I am. Kindly do not shout. I'm not shouting, I'm speaking quite evenly. It's you who are shouting at me. But I am a student and I will not allow anyone to shout at me.
What errors did Raskolnikov make that almost led to his capture?
He got really nervous at the police station.
Mm-hmm. What was he there for?
there was a promissory note that he had to sign. He had to sign to say that he wouldn't leave and he would pay back the money.
Right. The money he owed the landlady.
Yeah, and the police chief called him in for questioning.
Yeah, about the promissory note.
About the promissory note, and he almost gave away all the details of the murder.
Yes. And so my kids created a countdown to our Florida vacation, and they are calling it our field trip. I mean, I guess it would qualify as an educational field trip if we studied the ocean tides and the organisms that are at the beach, and if we studied the physics of the roller coasters at Busch Gardens.
Kumba is in the back of the park with the rapids, so we might do the rapids at the end. Kumba. Tigress is a little kitty ride.
Compared to the rest, yeah.
This one has a coaster.
There are no tame rides in this park unless you go to Sesame Street.
That's the tame ride.
The safari.
Yes.
The safari is the tamest ride for adults.
I'm looking forward to the safari.
That costs extra though.
Oh, I meant the train ride that you take through the animal area.
Well, that's only this part of it.
But no, I think the train does go through the animal area for free. The safari goes through a whole different part that costs extra.
So what ride are you most excited about?
Kumba.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
this one.
What's that one again?
It's this one.
The roller coaster at the back of the park with like all of the twists and turns and loop-de-loops you could possibly imagine.
That one's the water one.
Or the wooden coaster with the 200-foot drop.
Which they really exaggerate.
Look it up, how tall is the drop on Iron Gwazi?
Yeah, well, okay, how tall is this one?
200, I think it's 200 exactly. I think Iron Gwazi is
And
actually
that one's
taller.
a straight down drop. Which that looks taller than Iron Gwazi.
Yeah, look it up.
Doing a little bit of market research this morning, scoping out the rides that they want to ride at Busch Gardens, Tampa. So in just a few days, we are leaving for Florida. We are going to spend a few days with my in-laws in Sarasota, and then we finish our trip in Tampa. We're going to Busch Gardens, and we are going to explore some things in that area. My kids have not been on an airplane since they were 3 and 6, so my daughter really does not remember that trip at all. She remembers vaguely the shuttle from the airport, from the parking lot to the airport, but really nothing else. This will be our spring break, and I love that as homeschoolers we can take a trip, a vacation, basically any time that we want to. But homeschooling is so flexible that we have the freedom to get our work done early, to combine days, and just take a break when it's convenient for us. So we should be in the theme park before all the other schools take their spring breaks. Usually in the Midwest and South, they take off the middle of March to maybe the 3rd week of March. So being there the 1st week of March, we'll probably avoid most of the crowds. So this afternoon, my husband took my car to put gas in it, and on the way home, he stopped at a store to get just a couple of things, just a few small things that we needed. And as he was walking back to the car, he heard a crunch. So somebody unfortunately backed into my car while it was parked. And so now with everything else we have to do to get ready for our trip, we also now have to file an insurance claim. And the lady's insurance company is not making it easy. Okay, it's Thursday morning and my kiddos are working on their final assignments for the week since we are going to be traveling all day tomorrow. My daughter has a Foundations in Faith lesson and a quarterly test, and she also has an algebra test to take, and she is finishing up her writing assignment. My son is reading his history chapter, and he's got some questions to answer once he finishes that. And then he has a couple of chapters from Crime and Punishment to read. Then they'll be all done with schoolwork, and it's time to pack and do some last minute things before we leave for our trip. Update on the car situation. We got the claim filed with the woman's insurance company who backed into my car. The insurance company called back after the claim was filed, and we sent them everything that they needed to say that they had scheduled an appointment at the mechanics to have the car looked at to assess the damage and see how much it's going to cost to fix it. My husband got a call back this morning from the mechanics who said that they could not meet him at 10 o'clock this morning. So they would have to reschedule, and they weren't sure when they could fit us in. So with us leaving tomorrow for Florida, we can't have the car looked at before we leave. So unfortunately, the car will not be fixed until we come back from vacation. But that's just the way things go sometimes. It's not ideal, but sometimes these things happen. Now it's time to fit all of this inside of this. So I am all packed. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.